Halloween may be in October, but for us horror lovers, every month is spooky season. Here are some of the scariest horror theme parks that will send a chill down your spine. Ruby Falls Haunted Cavern, USA. About 26 stories below the ground in the town of Dread Hollow in Lookout Mountain near Chattanooga, Tennessee, there is a series of underground cascading waterfalls. Open only in the month of October, this attraction is hair-raising and changes its themes and stories every year. Crawling with scary monsters, Ruby Falls has made it to several must-see haunted attractions lists. The story behind Ruby Falls is a very interesting one. In 2014, it was officially declared a haunted location after a series of investigations were conducted. Paranormal activity, including apparitions, were detected at the site. Bet you didn't think the haunted cavern was actually going to be haunted. On this tour, you descend into the mountain through an elevator where the monsters are waiting to scare you. It is said that the maniacal laughter of the ghosts haunting the place can still be heard. Beware, for this isn't your typical haunted attraction. Side effects may include nightmares and screams. Unfortunately, that far underground, no one can hear you. The Bates Motel, USA. Located in Pennsylvania at the Arisafa Farms, the Bates Motel has been serving chills and thrills for the past 3 decades. With 3 frightening attractions, it was declared the best haunted attraction in America by CNN Travel. With over 200 actors waiting in costumes to scare you, it is going to be a terrifying ride. The Bates Motel is a labyrinth of rooms that look nothing like your typical motel. Wait till you hear the screams from inside the motel. You don't know where they are coming from, but they are there. There are deranged doctors, monsters, and ghouls waiting to scare you. There's even a haunted greenhouse outside. Next is the Haunted Hayride, which is a 25-minute stroll through the forest of Arisafa Farm. It is filled with mechanical dinosaurs and aliens and lots of pyrotechnics. A section also takes you through a haunted soul cemetery and the slaughterhouse. Finally, there is the Revenge of the Scarecrow Maze, where you enter a corn maze, only to be immediately greeted by the huge skull of a cow. As you venture further, monsters pop in and out. You have to keep your eyes peeled, because they might be lurking anywhere. Passage del Terror, UK. Located in Blackpool, England, Passage del Terror is the UK's longest-running and most intense scare attraction. It is a walk-through interactive horror experience where visitors are scared by live actors inside a labyrinth. The scariest part is that there is no guide. Welcomed by a ghoulish presence from inside a cobweb doorway, this show dares visitors to become the victims by entering a maze filled with the scariest horror scenes. Imagine an amalgamation of the most terrifying scenes from all the horror movies. That's what you get at Passage del Terror. Visitors go on a nightmarish stroll through dark, winding passageways, accompanied by spooky music. Live actors jump out from nowhere, and the high-tech special effects simply add to the eeriness. The realism of the set will leave you trembling till you reach the exit. Be warned, this show is so scary that you may mistake it for real life. Scare Kingdom, UK. Located in Lancashire and known as the UK's top-rated and scariest scream park, Scare Kingdom delivers scares all year round. This multi-award-winning park has 5 scare mazes, 2 scare experiences, and haunted attractions with special effects for some heart-pumping thrill. Similar to being part of a horror film, you walk through each maze where live actors are waiting to scare you. With wonderful themes and jump scares when you least expect it, Scare Kingdom offers some of the most detailed mazes that will leave you in awe. The most famous attraction here is Psychomantium, the Second Coming. Known as the UK's sickest attraction, it is definitely not for the faint-hearted. Fear Overload Scream Park, USA. Located in the Bay Area in San Leandro, California, Fear Overload Scream Park is the largest indoor haunted house and has been scaring people for over a decade. Voted as the scariest attraction in California, the park features 2 chilling attractions. Both of them are self-guided walkthroughs with scary effects and live monsters waiting to get you. The first attraction is called Descend the Basement. The story goes that there once lived an old man in the house on the hill who kidnapped children and kept them in his basement. He would feed them, sometimes. One day, unknowingly, he ventured into the basement. The hungry children were waiting and gobbled him up. The second attraction is called The Demon and features the Jungler, a demon that has taken the form of a little girl with long hair covering her face. She feeds off of your fears. Whenever you think about her, she latches a piece of herself onto you, and you cannot shake her off. The metaphor here is that fear lives inside all of us, but we must not allow it to control us. So, will you face your fears and walk on bravely, or will you scream and give in to it? Nightmare in Budapest, Hungary. Ready to check how brave you are? Nightmare in Budapest is an interactive horror house complete with escape games that will have you fighting for your life. Take a journey into this realm of darkness where nightmarish creatures await you. You have half an hour to find your escape through multiple chambers and labyrinths. Will you find your way out, or will you be trapped there forever among the creatures of the dark? Nightmare in Budapest also features 2 escape rooms, each one scarier than the last. The first one is a horror farm, where unsuspecting visitors stumble onto an abandoned farm, only to find out that it is crawling with creatures. They don't like people, so they are trapping them in cages, and you have 1 hour to escape from their clutches. The second escape room, and the scariest, is called Burying Alive, and is as terrifying as it sounds. In this, you and your partner will be locked inside a pitch-black coffin. You have to solve puzzles in order to get out of the coffin. Visit this place for an adrenaline-filled day. Warning, it is not for the feeble-hearted. Fright Dome, USA. Located in Las Vegas, Nevada, Fright Dome is 25,000 feet of pure terror, with over 20 scary rides and 6 haunted houses. It even features 4 scare zones, fog-filled attractions, and professional actors dressed as ghouls ready to scare you. Fright Dome sometimes puts up a theme inspired by horror films, such as the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Halloween, and the Saw films. In 2016, they put up a maze inspired by Five Nights at Freddy's. In this game, the player is a nighttime security guard who must protect himself from the big bad animatronics that have suddenly come to life.
Please deposit 5 coins.
Apart from this, Fright Dome also debuted 2 other mazes based on Krampus's Not So Scary Night and Ouija, a solo maze. Scary, right? Farmageddon, UK. Another scare attraction from the UK. Farmageddon offers unique attractions that you will be sure to remember for a lifetime. Not suitable for anyone under the age of 16, this annual horror fest is based at Farmer Ted's Adventure Farm in Ormskirk. It has interactive scare attractions, a fun fair ride called Fear Go Round, where you will experience thrills in the middle of the ride, a maze of death filled with evil spirits lurking around the corners, and a scary oak, where an undead DJ will play the music, and you have to sing your heart out. If you'd like to stay alive, that is. Apart from this, there is also the Zombie Outlaw Paintball, where you will travel around in a specially designed vehicle and throw paintballs at the zombies. Fun, right? Don't worry, the zombies won't attack you back. We think. There is also the Meat Locker, where you become prey to Malaki Throne, an evil spirit who hungers for flesh. Will you survive? Why don't you find out? Dent Schoolhouse, USA. Want a horror experience in a real horror site? Look no further. Dent Schoolhouse in Cincinnati has got you covered. A public school really existed in that spot, way back in 1984, until the janitor decided to go on a killing spree and murdered several school children and left their bodies in the basement. Now it serves as a site for a haunted house amusement park. You can walk through the corridors of the murderous school and experience live the story of the killer janitor and the evil faculty. They have several events to give you the full horror house experience. There is the Ghost Tour, where you take a walk through the schoolhouse in complete darkness. You get to see all the haunted spots. With lights out, you take the same stroll, but with a single glow stick in your hand, adding to the eeriness. Then there is the Christmas Nightmare, where you get to experience both your favorite holidays at once, Christmas and Halloween. Nominated for USA Today's Best Haunted Attractions, it is often known as one of the most detailed haunted attractions in the country, with its scary animatronics, projection mapping, airbags, puppets, and more. If you have ever wanted to be inside a horror movie, this is your chance. The 13th Gate, USA. Yet another hyper-realistic haunted house. The 13th Gate is located in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Thought your worst fears would never come true? Think again. In this, you go through 13 realms that are filled with nightmares, each one sending a chill of terror down your spine. You may find yourself in a creepy old asylum, or get lost in dark underground tunnels, find yourself fighting in a zombie-infested graveyard, or be transported to a rickety old bridge with hundreds of ferocious live snakes in the waters below, spanning over 40,000 square feet. This haunted house blurs the line between horror and reality. It is said that the screams of the guests can be heard far and wide. The set design, the effects, and the actors all combine together to make the experience even more realistic. The 13th Gate also has an escape room, where you are given 60 minutes to escape from highly realistic themed rooms, such as a maximum security prison or a haunted asylum. A fun and scary adventure for anyone who has ever dreamed of becoming a detective. Freakling Brothers: The Victim Experience, USA. The Victim Experience is the most insane and immersive haunt in the world. As the name suggests, it gives you a true experience of being a victim. It is realistic, it is traumatic, and it will test your psychological fortitude like nothing else in your life. Often known as the Trilogy of Terror, there are 3 haunted house experiences. There is the Castle Vampire, where you take a terrifying stroll through Nosferatu's castle, and the Circus of Horrors Performers, where live actors use theatrical illusions to scare you. The most popular, however, is the Gates of Hell, the first ever R-rated attraction in Nevada. This haunt provides a realistic simulation of what it would be like to die, and is 100% intense. In fact, only very few people ever manage to cross without using the safe word. Some scenes include receiving electric shocks, having your head put inside a plastic bag, waterboarding, and having objects stuffed into your mouth. In short, it is torture. An amalgamation of every horrific nightmare you have ever imagined and more. You may come out alive, but you will definitely be scarred for life. Thanks for watching, and consider subscribing. See you next time.